Alright, hello everybody, Natalia here, and today is 18th day of Nanowrimo? Yeah, today's April 18th, right? Yesterday, I finished writing the second scene of chapter 6, and I know now that there's going to be 3 scenes, so today I have to finish up chapter 6, so I only have the third scene to write, and I'm feeling really good about it. I just feel like I am adding so much action to this section of the novel, and it feels really good because the first draft was, you know, as I've explained before, it was more a bare bones story, me just kind of figuring out the plot, figuring out what I wanted to do with it. But now that I have a better idea of the journey that my characters are taking, I'm able to put in some much needed action. The first draft, I think, was pretty boring and it was just dragging along, so I'm feeling much better about what I'm writing right now. In other news, I have also been studying up on self-publishing. I have self-published a book in the past. It's called Highborn, and I published that my sophomore year in college, but I didn't know how to market it. I didn't really know anything about marketing or self-publishing other than what I discovered kind of through using CreateSpace. But I've been listening to some podcasts and watching a lot of videos about successful self-publishers and how they've gone about it. Joanna Penn from the Creative Pen, she has a lot of really great information. She has a ton of podcasts on YouTube that you can watch, or on her website. I believe it's thecreativepen.com, and it just makes me feel really excited about the self-publishing journey that I want to take. You know, I read a book once and I loved it so much, and it was supposed to be the first book of a series, and I got to the end of the book and I looked up the author's website, and she had blogged about how the second book in the series was complete, and she had signed a contract with a publishing house, but something had gone wrong with the publishing house. They were going broke, they were like bankrupt, or something was going on, and they weren't actually able to publish her book, and she was struggling to get her rights back because she sold them to the publishing company. So she could not take that manuscript and publish it because she no longer owned it. And when I read that on that author's blog, this was years ago, before I'd written a book, and I thought to myself, wow, you know, when I start writing, I don't ever want that to happen. I never want to take this work that I've spent so much blood and sweat and tears on and sell it to a company that may or may not do it justice. Let's see if I can go around this corner without knocking my phone all over the place. Okay, sweet. After I read that, I thought, hey, maybe I should look into the world of self-publishing, and I really love all the benefits that you can get from it. You know, I feel like the benefits of publishing through a traditional publishing house are great if you can get into one of the big 5, and if you can get, you know, on that bestseller list, because those bestsellers are the ones that are bringing in about 90% of the profits. So if you hit the bestseller list, then you're gonna not only be reaching a very wide audience, and your book is going to be in all the stores, but you're also going to be making so much profit that the publishing house is really going to want to market you, because they're a business. They want to make money. But if you're not one of those bestsellers, even if you're published by one of those big 5, that doesn't mean that you're going to get to that many people, and it doesn't mean that you're going to make that much off of your book. So with that in mind, I started thinking, you know, what if I could sell my own books and make more profit off of them, you know, make a higher percentage of that money on sales, and also have control of everything. I've mentioned in other videos that I really don't like the idea of selling my book to somebody else and letting them choose the release date, and oh my gosh, it would be terrible if they took a terrible cover photo and slapped it on there, and I hated it, because I know that happens to a lot of really wonderful authors, and I would hate to see that happen to my book. I feel like if I can learn how to successfully market to my target audience, then I would have a much better chance of being successful as a self-published author. I don't feel like self-publishing is as taboo as it used to be. And I mean, of course there's indie publishing as well, and that's a whole other video that we could talk about. I'm really excited about the potential in self-publishing, and I'm thinking that that's the direction I'm going to go with my books. I guess we'll just have to see once I hit that point with Way of Spears and I decide what I want to do. So I'm almost home now, and I have to put horses outside. They're still in their stalls eating breakfast, and after I put them out, I'm going to clean stalls and then head inside and get to work. And we'll see, well, we're not going to see. I definitely am going to finish writing chapter 6 today because I need to keep up with my goal for Camp Nanowrimo. I really want to get 10 chapters done this month, and I have to finish chapter 6 today if I want to stay on track. So we'll see if I end up filming more later this evening. I may or may not. If I don't see you again, I hope all of you are having a really wonderful camp. We're over halfway there, so just stay strong, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye guys.